Hi, everybody. This is Maxine Taylor, and today I am really excited to talk to you about the vertex and its counterpart, the anti-vertex. Now, some of you are hearing those words for the first time, so let me explain. Let me back up just a second. Most people know the term rising sign or ascendant. If you're a student of astrology or an astrologer, you know that that is the cusp of the first house. It is the most personal point in the chart from the standpoint of the physical body and what you present to the world in the one-on-one relationship. It describes you very often more strongly than your sun sign. It's wonderful. Those of you who've studied astrology or practice astrology also know about the midheaven, the very top of the chart, the MC. It represents, it's a point, and it represents your public image and the way the world sees you. So these, the ascendant and the midheaven, are points in your chart. Okay. The vertex is another point in the chart, as is its counterpart, the anti-vertex. Now, I'm going to read something to you here. Excuse me, we are totally pollinated here in Atlanta. I'm going to read something to you that describes it in more technical terms, and then I'm going to toss that and explain it in easy to understand terms. The vertex is a point located on the right-hand side of the birth chart that represents the intersection of the ecliptic and the prime vertical. Okay, they lost me. The vertex is always on the right-hand side of the chart, which is the side dealing with other people. The anti-vertex, which is its counterpart, is directly across the chart. On the left-hand side, the side that deals with you, the me side of the chart. Now, many years ago, I mean many, like 1970, 71, if you were studying astrology then, you probably heard the name Charles Jane. Charles was a dear friend of mine, and he was one of the people who came up with, who discovered the vertex. And here's the way he described it to me, and it has stood the test of time. He said the vertex is always on the right-hand side of your chart because it deals with other people. It is your karmic role with others. I get goosebumps when I say that. Now, you have no control over this karmic role. Now, that I didn't care for when he told that to me, but as I've come to understand it and come to understand that we have free will and we can create our chart on whatever level we choose, I've come to see the power of that. And here's how he explained that vertex. He said, let's say you are a butler. You can be a happy butler, you can be an unhappy butler, you can be a cooperative butler. That is determined by the sign that the vertex is in and the aspects it makes to other planets. So if your vertex is in the 6th house, you might be a butler. And as I said, you can be a happy butler, a sad butler, a really productive butler, but you won't be a butler. Now, the vertex in the 6th does not mean you're going to be a butler. It indicates service of some sort, which is very exciting and very beautiful. He used that example to illustrate it. Now, the anti-vertex is the opposite of the vertex. This is the part I love. It's on the left-hand side of the chart, the me side of the chart. And this is the point over which you have total control. Oh, yeah. Now, I can hear wood burning out there because I know that your mind is going round and round and round, and you're saying, gosh, where is this in my chart? Well, some of you already know where it is in your chart, and you're probably excited to hear my validation of your interest in the exciting vertex and anti-vertex. Let me tell you other areas in which I find this to be very exciting, and then we'll go through the houses and I'll show you how to apply this to your birth chart. In a chart comparison, when you compare two people's charts to each other, if one person's sun, let's say, is on the other person's vertex, no matter where the vertex is, this is a very fated relationship, a very important relationship. Does it mean it's going to be a long-lasting relationship? That depends on the rest of the chart comparison. But when I see a planet from one person's chart sitting on the vertex or the anti-vertex in another person's chart, I know that this is a very powerful relationship, a fated relationship. In forecasting, this is very, very exciting because let's say, for example, you're doing a client's chart or you're looking at your own chart. Well, you know that just using transits, once a year, the sun is going to sit on your vertex. This is a very important time for you because that's when that area of your life is lit up. If an eclipse falls on the vertex or the anti-vertex, the rules apply. The eclipse, the karmic role is triggered, and this can be very exciting. On the anti-vertex, this is a point at which you have total control, and this is where the eclipse triggers you activating your own personal role. So you're getting, can you see what I'm saying? It works at both ends of the spectrum. I think it's very important to understand where the vertex is and where the anti-vertex is in your own chart, as well as in the charts of those you might be looking at. So here we go. We know that the vertex is always on the right-hand side of the chart, depending on the latitude. The vertex can be as high on the right-hand side of the chart as the 9th house and as low as the 4th house. I say high and low because of the positioning of the houses, but it will always be on the right-hand side of the chart. And its corresponding point, the anti-vertex, will always be on the left-hand side of the chart. Let's just start right up here. If your vertex is in your 9th house, your karmic role involves truth, honesty, the higher mind, long-range opportunities, the big picture, perhaps teaching at a university. This is the area where you want to travel. This is long-distance travel, and you are led to that because it is a fated point in the chart. You're drawn to it. It is a natural to you. It reminds me very much of the nodes, the north and south nodes. It has that amount of importance in your natal chart. So your karmic role is to deal in principles, perhaps to teach, but to share the big picture. The anti-vertex says that it's in the 3rd house of the conscious mind, which is the house of communication, correspondence, transportation, ideas. You take the principle, the big picture, and you boil it down to facts of information that people can understand. This position of the vertex and anti-vertex, I think, would be lovely in an instructor's chart, in a teacher's chart, because you see the whole picture and then you're able to bring it down to a simple level that people can understand. And we are all students of life, and we know how it's very important that we understand the principle as well as the application. So, third house, correspondence, short distance travel, ideas, concepts. Third house, ideas. Ninth house, concepts, beliefs, principles. Wonderful. Let's move on to the vertex in the eighth house. Now remember, ninth house vertex takes on the qualities of Sagittarius because of its placement. Third house, the qualities of Gemini. So that simplifies it. Eighth house vertex takes on the qualities of Scorpio, no matter what sign it is in. Scorpio, eighth house, other people's money, other people's values, the psychic realm, the secrets. If your vertex is in the eighth house, you have got to find out what is really going on beneath the surface. And you are about helping other people financially, helping other people get their values together, get their belongings together, get their possessions together, get their act together. Now, anything in the eighth house, this is my interpretation, and I've seen it and experienced it. I've lived long enough to have experienced this. Anything in the eighth house is going to be transformed in this lifetime so that it can rise and express itself on its highest and best level. Okay. Your vertex in the eighth house is going to undergo transformations during your entire lifetime. You have the opportunity. Now, opportunity. You don't have any say in this matter. You really do, because you chose your own chart prior to incarnating. But I'm just quoting textbook, okay? You don't have any say over it. And the truth is, you wouldn't want to change this. The eighth house is always transforming and digging deep and diving deep. And so every time your vertex is triggered, which it is once a month by the moon, 4 times a year by the sun, Mercury, Venus, you get the picture. Eclipses can sit on it, the heavy planets can sit on it, or aspect it. It is triggered, and every time it's triggered, you have the opportunity to tweak your karmic role in life. Now, because the eighth house gives to other people, the anti-vertex in the second house says, well, you have control over your own values and your own money. The vertex is very magnetic, and many people don't realize that the anti-vertex is the way out, so to speak. You wouldn't want to be out of this karmic role. It's marvelous. It is you. And the anti-vertex, the point over which you do have control, then can help you with your own money, your own finances, your own values. Isn't that cool? All right, vertex in the seventh house. This is the house that Libra rules in the natural zodiac. And so this is your karmic role with other people in a one-on-one relationship. You are drawn to partnership, period. The seventh house is the public. The seventh house is your first marriage. The seventh house, doing charts within charts, is your second child. All of these people, including, as I said, the public, trigger your karmic role, which is to interact with them, to be involved in one-on-one relationships. The seventh house also deals with litigation and the courts and all that kind of stuff. And this would be great for an attorney, for an astrologer who deals one-on-one with people. Really beautiful. The anti-vertex says, it's my turn. I got to do my thing my way, because the anti-vertex in the first house triggers the Aries qualities in the birth chart. Aries ruling the first house of the zodiac. And so the mantra is my way or the highway. And can you see how beautifully the vertex and the anti-vertex balance one another? Okay, let's keep on going. I talked earlier about the vertex in the sixth house. This is the house that Virgo rules in the natural zodiac. And so your karmic role involves service and wanting to serve. It can manifest with employees. It can manifest in your health as well. This, I don't mean illness, I mean health. I mean, you may be involved in a healing capacity. So many people are healers because they recognize that everyone is a healer. You know, if you petted a little dog or comforted a child, that has healed a difficult situation for them. So, I don't want to get off topic here, but the vertex deals with healing and your job. So you would prefer a job unless you had 10th house activity. You want to serve, you want to be needed, and every time that vertex is triggered, you have an opportunity to do so. Now, the anti-vertex is in the Pisces-ruled 12th house. The 12th house deals with the spirit plane. It deals with the subconscious. It deals with behind the scenes activities of all sorts. So this takes place on the subconscious level and on the spiritual level. And it does not come to consciousness, but it is easily accessed in your dreams, in your meditations, anytime you tap into the spirit world. And that is the point of which you have total control. It's magnificent. Vertex in the 5th house. Woohoo! This is the house of fun and games. It's also the house of children. It's anything that you create. And so with the vertex there, you may find that you adore children, particularly your first child, that you are an artist perhaps, a creative person. And with a vertex there, your karmic role involves kids, art, music, beauty, and fun of all types. Sports. Are you a sports fanatic? Do you play sports? Do you love sports? Anything dealing with that which has been created. Children, artwork, and that which is fun. So your karmic role in life is to have fun. I really envy you. I can't tell you how I envy you. What I'm doing right now to me is fun. Yeah, sad, I know, but I do love it. I love connecting with you this way. Okay, that's the vertex. The anti-vertex falls in the 11th house of the humanitarian sign of Aquarius. This deals with universal concepts. It deals with humanitarian projects, universal projects. And so your anti-vertex in the 11th house says you are a friend to all. Now, of course, the 11th house marches to its own drumbeat, which is fine. You enjoy that very, very much. And you're good at it. See, the thing is, the anti-vertex is what you are good at. And it is almost an awakening process for many people when they recognize that before they knew about the anti-vertex, they were more oriented toward the vertex unknowingly. And as we move forward in time, in life, that anti-vertex really kicks in. And so if you have any clips on your anti-vertex, you'll see it kicking in beautifully. And friendship and group activities of a humanitarian nature are just gorgeous for you. And last but not least, the vertex in the fourth house. Well, your karmic role is very deeply tied to your family, home and family. A positive way of working on this is real estate, of course. So your role in life, your karmic role in life, is to be, I'll say it slowly, the parent, fourth house parent, the nurturing parent, whether you're a male or female, in your home. Now you might say, well, I live alone. I'm an empty nester. Your karmic role is to be the nurturing parent. Even if you don't have children, okay, I said all that slowly, because you're a natural nurturer. And because you will, I mean, how do you use this? Do you have pets? Do you grow plants? Do you have a garden that you nurture? But your karmic role is to be that nurturing parent in this lifetime. Right across the chart. The anti-vertex, to be the out front person, to be the out front parent. Now, fourth house, home and family. So you stay home perhaps, and this is your life. With the anti-vertex in your 10th house, you're a career person. You have the opportunity to move out of the home and into the limelight. Can you see the beautiful balance between the vertex and the anti-vertex? I just love this. I find that in my clients' charts, whenever anything sits on their anti-vertex, when I say anything, I mean an eclipse or Saturn, Neptune, Uranus, Pluto, well, Mars, of course, it is kicked into action. And I found that the vertex and anti-vertex, even though I learned about them in the early 1970s, are still new to many astrologers and astrology students, perhaps because the astrologers who are teaching them are not as excited about it or familiar with it as I am. I love the vertex and the anti-vertex, and I hope that you really enjoy finding these 2 points. All you have to do in your computer program is make sure that it gives you the vertex in your chart. And if you don't have a copy of your chart, of course, send me your birth data and I will send you your actual chart, and I will print out the vertex in the chart. And then if you would like me to read it to you, of course, I'd be happy to. Just go to my website for both of those, MaxineTaylor.com. I look forward to hearing from you, and I look forward to hearing about what you have discovered about the vertex and anti-vertex in your chart. And so, till we meet again, may the stars shine brightly on you and yours. Bye for now.